Hi children, this is Miss Yasmin. Today we are going to do chapter 13 in your workbook, page 69. So let's see what the lesson is. The earth, water and air. The earth. We live on the earth. It is shaped like a ball. Do you find this difficult to believe? You feel it is flat because it is a very big ball. So sometimes children, when you think that the earth is a ball like this, sometimes it's difficult to believe, isn't it? You think that when it goes round, no, we can fall or we'll lose our balance, but this because it is the very big, we don't feel that. Right. If you fly on an aeroplane in one direction only, you could come back to the place where you started. It will take you about 2 days to fly around the earth. So what are they telling us? That if we go on an aeroplane in one direction, we can fly around the earth in 2 days, no, from one point to the other, like it is showed in the picture. Right. These who went to the moon saw the earth from there. It looked like a big, round, shiny blue ball. So you have heard, right? People went to the moon, and you can see in the picture that the people are on the moon and they are looking at the earth. No? So what are they saying? That the earth is big and shiny, no? Like a blue ball. The earth is covered with land and water. More than half of the earth is covered with water. We live on land. Animals and plants live on both land and water. So what are they saying? That the earth is land and water, isn't it? And more than half of the earth is covered with water. So that is why it says, when they look at the earth, it's like a big blue ball because half of the earth is water. So what are they saying? That animals and plants live both on land and water. Okay. At some places the land is flat. Such land is called a plain. At some places there are highlands. They are called hills and mountains. Mountains are higher than hills. Right. So what are they speaking about? A plain. No, you can see in the picture that they have showed. So what are they saying? A flat land is called a plain. Right. A flat land is called a plain. And there are hills and mountains. Mountains are higher than hills. Okay. Let's go to the next page. Page 70. Mountains. Hills and mountains are cooler than plains. The top of many mountains are covered with snow. Right, children. So you must have seen in pictures, or you may have heard from your relatives who live in these European countries that you get mountains. No, you get mountains in some countries, and some of them are covered in snow, isn't it? It's covered in snow, and these mountains are very cooler. It's more cooler than the plains, no, because a plain is a flat land. The snow melts to form rivers. Rivers flow down to the mountains. Some rivers are formed by rainwater. So children, we learnt about the weather. So in some countries there is snow, no, during certain time of the year there is snow. But when the sun comes out, when it's summer, what happens is all this ice starts to melt. No, it starts to melt, and then what happens when it melts? They form only rivers. These waters come down and they form rivers. No, you know what a river is, no? And it flows down the mountain, and then these rivers are formed. But they say some rivers are formed by rainwater. So not all the rivers are formed by mountains or with melting snow. Some rivers are formed by rainwater, like in Sri Lanka, isn't it? We don't have snow. We don't have mountains like this with snow. So what happens is most of our rivers are with rainwater. Right? Okay. Lowland between two hills or mountains is called a valley. Many people live in valleys. So what are they saying about a valley? Can you see in the picture? They say lowland between two hills or mountains are called a valley. Now you know what a hill is, and you know what a mountain is, no? They said previously, no, about the hills and the mountains. Mountains are higher than hills. So what are they saying about a valley? That between two hills or two mountains in the middle, it's called a valley, and many people live in valleys. Right. We grow our food on land. Wheat, rice, pulses, fruits and vegetables are grown on land. Right, children? So you know this, right? These food such as wheat, rice, pulses, fruit, vegetables, we grow on land. Some crops such as tea and coffee grow best in hill places. Now, if I don't know how many of you have been to Nuvarelia. If you go to Nuvarelia, you will see all our tea is in the hills, no, in the hills. So what are they saying? That tea and coffee best grow in hill places, in hills. So if you all have been to Nuvarelia, you will see how beautiful the landscape is. No, it is like a green carpet. You will see all over the hills. You get these tea bushes, and the tea bushes grow very well in hill countries. We cannot grow this in the lower country. No, in the other parts of the country we can't this grow it, but it's best grown in the hill country. No, so what do they say? Tea and coffee is best in hilly places, right? Right. Now you can see in the picture they have shown crops grown on a plain. So we spoke about this. Wheat, pulses, vegetables, fruits are grown on a plain, that is flat land. And in the opposite picture, it's a tea plantation. Now you see the hills behind them. So you can see that tea is best grown on a hill.